Hello, this is Angela here from Soul Tarot. Welcome to your weekly energy reading for the 13th to the 19th of July 2020. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. I release a video on Soul Tarot with Angela on YouTube, as well as post the link to that video to Soul Tarot with Angela on Facebook. And thank you to all of those people who selected a card this week, who follow me on Facebook. I do appreciate all your connection, all your insights, all your comments about what's happening in your life, what is, the energy for you and how it resonates, because we are, especially at the moment, very connected. Now this week I'm using the Ask a Guides Oracle deck by Sonia Choquette. First of all, before I go into the each card meaning, I normally just do a quick rundown of what to expect energy-wise and astrologically. Now, I'll start with the astrology. The first thing we've got is the ending of the Mercury retrograde, which finished on the 11th of July. And that means that things are going to start moving out of delays or miscommunications. So even though there's a bit of a shadow period after it's gone direct again, we will still find that things are going to be much more straightforward when we communicate with others. So that's a definite plus. And this particular Mercury retrograde I felt was quite easy. It felt quite smooth. I didn't really notice it like I've noticed others in the past. Over the last 4 years, I feel like every Mercury retrograde has got, it's really obvious. This one just felt like it was kind of there in the background, but it was all very subtle. Hopefully I'm not going to regret that statement. The other thing I was going to say, we've got a Sun transit Neptune, Sun trine Neptune, I should say, happening today on the 12th of July. That usually means that our relationships are a little bit more close, especially spiritually, because Neptune's very much about the innermost workings and the deep kind of depths of our soul. So that can bring a lot more closeness, more affection. And anything I feel around groups as well, because the Sun, obviously expands, and Neptune's all about wanting to, be artistic and creative, but in a kind of a group setting. And you might also feel more empathic and towards other people as well, for people who need help right now. So, thinking about that and then taking action on what you might want to do to help others not as well off right now. All right. I will focus now on the energy, what I feel is up ahead for us this week. I mentioned last week that things are starting to open up. There was this portal energy that I was feeling around the full moon. And now that we're on the other side of that, I think that we're starting to see more opportunities come up. They're a little bit more obvious. And I feel for some of you, there is a sense of being a little bit burnt out, kind of battening. There's been this battening down of the hatches. That's the comment that I would make right now, that we've sort of lived in this hermit-like existence, being at home, not really going out that much. So we probably have dealt with things differently and not able to express ourselves as easily. So there is this sort of feeling this week that some things are going to sort of come out and be seen. Those things that need to be seen, there's going to be a lot more clarity. And the burnout also will, encourage, hopefully, people to get out there as well. Just that feeling of needing to have that balance back. I feel the balance. There's a certain amount of balance that needs to come back in. So if you have been working too hard, if you've been blurring that home/work type environment, it's time to have a bit of a break from that. It's time to look at other things going on in your life. So I feel that's the energy that we're sort of dealing with over the next week. All right, so feel free to like, comment, share and subscribe. So I'll get on with each card now. The first one is partnerships and love, nature, spirits. This is about you being potentially introduced to a new partnership. This could be love, could be business, it could be friendship. But it's someone that you're going to like run into. It's like by chance, like by miracle of some kind. So this particular person that's going to come in is going to be very much a person that's going to help you on your next stage of development. And, you know, it could be that you happen to come across this person when you're going for your walk, your daily walk, and you might go around the block and you might decide to take a different route, and suddenly you come across this person and you start, you know, patting their dog or whatever, and you get talking. It could be like that, or you could go to a regular coffee shop and chat to the cute guy standing next to you who's ordering a coffee as well. So, you know, it could be things like that that you maybe wouldn't normally do. And just by doing that kind of opens the door. Because I feel like this person's going to be a bit of a gift for you. But we're always operating at that frequency of always bringing in the right people at the right time. So there's usually no accidents, even though it might feel like a miracle, and you look back and you think, wow, how did that happen? How did I meet that person? Well, they just walked into my life and I don't even know how that happened, and wow, they're here and they've got such a big impact. So it's kind of going to be a little bit like that when you look back on it. So your nature spirits are going to make sure you get introduced. Okay, so that's a fabulous card. I love it. This one here, imagination, inner child. That might be fairly sort of obvious. I feel this is going to be about playtime. This is what I was referring to before. You know, using your imagination to take a well-needed break. Now, whatever makes you feel creative, could be baking, could be doing art classes with social distancing, of course, or it could be taking up some kind of a home-based hobby. It could be out on the water if you want to do sailing lessons. If you're on that part of the world, it is nice weather. But it's saying cut loose from your routine. And there's a lot of responsibilities you've had, and it's time to let loose. So stop worrying about everyone else. Stop worrying about what you can't control, and just go out there and have fun and just get into your own energy again, like completely your own energy. And I know I feel that way. This card's for me. I've you know, there's some time off that I've got planned over the next couple of weeks, and I know that I need to get out and do some different things. So yeah, because when you don't take a break, you can get depressed. You can get into a really serious rut, and you stop thinking as creatively. So this is where you need to get out and nurture that inner child. So grab a friend and express yourself. All right, so this is the imagination card, the truth card. And this is all about expressing your truth and getting clarity. So your higher self's motivating you to look sort of more objectively at certain circumstances in your life right now. Plus the past as well. So rather than looking at things from an emotional way, maybe you can look at it from a different perspective. Get a different understanding of what's been going on. Sometimes it's really uncomfortable doing that, I know. Facing the truth, you know that it's there at the back of your mind, but you don't really want to do it. It could be a challenge around your ethics. Maybe work with your higher self to give you more courage to stand up for your truth. So you might have to do that with other people as well. Because I feel like, you know, there's a certain amount of, you've kind of been putting things under the rug about what you really believe in just to keep the peace. So it's really time to see the real issues. So this could be about a certain person in your life. It could be about a habit. You know, are you spending too much? Living beyond your means? You know, are there money issues? You know, look at money manifestation. Look at your money blocks. What is there that you need to clear? Are there weight issues, you're holding on to more weight than you really want to. What's eating away at you? What are you holding on to? Is it frustrating relationships, work? You know, so it's looking at what those real issues are. I mean, we all avoid the truth because that means we have to be responsible, doesn't it? And sometimes that can be, you know, that can be confronting. And it may also feel like it's hard work. But the great thing about facing the truth and living from that truth is that you're always set free, and that true healing begins for you. And that's where you get into that state of, I'm being who I really am. I'm being authentic. I'm living my truth. And there's nothing that you're attached to or holding on to that isn't in your energy frequency. You know, that's something that shouldn't be in there anymore. So it's kind of time to face the music. So, you know, yeah, it might feel a bit confronting, but at the same time, you're going to feel a lot better for it. So together, all in a nutshell, as I said, this week is very much about really moving yourself out of this energy we've had of stuck energy, this being in a bit of a rut. There are some openings to meet people to help you on that next level. The need to see things as they really are, because you've kind of been in this state of, like I said, especially card 2 and 3 is about you need to get out of the rut by having some playtime and also looking at some things introspectively and seeing the truth about some things. And you can do those things in combination. So I hope this reading has helped you this week. I thank you again, everyone, for inputting. And please reach out to me. This is just a general reading. If you need more clarity about a certain issue, please reach out to me and we'll book a reading. So thanks again for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye for now.